So, trying to reinvent home utilities, and it's kind of a two-phase thing. The phase that's already been publicly disclosed is simple. You get a parabolic dish and you focus some sunlight onto a sealed pot that has your trash in it. And as the temperature comes up, the methane that's in the plastics and some of the other stuff starts to be released, and that can be piped back to perpetuate the system or improve the system or be stored for running your stovetop if you want a gas stove or a gas water heater. As the temperature increases, the more dense hydrocarbons start to evaporate, and they can then be condensed back into the liquid and stored, or you again used to perpetuate the cycle. Probably better off so that during winter, when there might not be enough solar input, it can be supplemented by these liquid hydrocarbons. And then as the temperature increases, longer hydrocarbon chains are evaporated and then condensed outside, stored until the point to where there are no more hydrocarbon chains, and you are left with a charcoal, a biochar. And this biochar is where all of the residual minerals and heavier elements that are in your food, like your magnesium, calcium, are left because they don't evaporate at such relatively low temperatures. You can take that and you can fertilize your lawn with it. You can fertilize your crops. You can sell it to farmers on a big enough scale, or you can store it again for the winter to keep your system going when there's not enough solar input. And after the seasons come back around and you're back into the summer and making more, you can go ahead and put that extra and bury it in the ground and actually work on sequestering the carbon out of the atmosphere, not the carbon dioxide. The oxygen in that carbon dioxide has been there for a long time, and we need to keep it there because that's what we need to breathe. And that's the first phase. Whether or not it'll actually be the first phase to be prototyped, I don't think so. I think it'd be easier to work on the other second phase. The second phase is, how did I put it? I am working on miniaturizing a wastewater treatment plant and powering it with solar. Now, it's a little deceptive. It's not exactly how it works, but that's what I can say because I don't think that the public disclosure year has come full around, and I don't want this process to be patentable. I want it to be public domain. I want anybody to be able to go out and design something around it, design the equipment, just in case I'm not able to. We don't have to sit on it for 25 years because we don't have 25 years. Best case scenario, we could implement this on every building today, and it would still take 20 years probably before we would start seeing a reduction in global atmospheric carbon. So, not a fearmonger, but this is the most important thing. There's so many other things to fight for, but keeping this planet, whether or not we released all this carbon or it came from natural sources, we still are able to fight it. We are Legion. We are able to terraform this planet back to the way it was 200 years ago. It's going to take a lot, but we can do it. We just got to start as soon as possible. So, if you look down below, there is a link to my Patreon. All donations will be recorded, and once there's a viable company or products, those donations will be converted into holdings. So it is an investment. There's a lot of money to be made with this, and I want to make a lot of money. I have other projects as well that I want to do that need to be done for the sake of the planet. So come and see what One Planeteer can do with your support.